Hey YouTube, Rob Lawler with Lawler Artistry. Today we're going to start our new project. I have a customer that is looking for a Damascus dagger or sword. And I've decided I want to try to keep the price down for him a little bit. Good friends and everything. We've got a 22 layer billet all prepped and ready to go. I didn't show any of that. I mean, it's cleaning steel, cutting, welding, getting a handle on it. So yeah, we're gonna probably do a random pattern Damascus, maybe a twist, but it's gonna be bold. It's gonna be a lower layer. I probably won't go over 100 layers. I like that big in-ear bold face when it's on a big piece like a sword or a dagger, or a short sword. So yeah, we'll get the forge lit up. We'll start bringing her up to temp. And then we'll put her under the press and set the welds. We'll do that 2 or 3 times, and then we'll start drawing it out. We've got 15 and 20 and 1080. 15 and 20 is your light steel. It's got nickel. That's the end. And the 1080 is your dark. So when we're all done, we acid etch it. It'll be your Damascus patterned welded steel. So, okay, time to heat her up and get her in the forge. Okay, I've got the billet in the forge. I like to bring the billet and the forge up to temperature at the same time. So once it's no longer really seeable in the forge anymore, then she's ready for forge welding. I've already taken it out, put some borax on it. Little info on borax, it's very harsh on your forge. It'll eat through the forge floor, so use a sacrificial brick underneath it. So yeah, basically we're waiting for this thing to get up to white heat, and then we'll get it under the press, and smush it together. Start making this thing a billet and turning it into something. We'll draw it out, cut it up, do it 2 or 3 times. So yeah, okay, when we're ready for the first press, we're back. Okay, our steel is up to temperature. We're gonna let it soak for just 5 or 6 minutes, maybe up to 10. Let all that heat penetrate all that steel. Because we got, I think it's 22 layers in there, and you want everything to be real hot, the whole thing, all the way through before you ever put it to the dies or the power hammer. You want this first forge weld to go without a hiccup or anything like that, because you don't want to go chasing problems down the road. So we'll let her soak for a few more minutes, and then we're ready for our first press. And that's where the magic happens. So a couple more minutes, we'll be back. Okay, here we go. Get her right back in the forge, add a little flux, borax, all the slags, you'll get nothing down in there. Using the hook brush. Wait too long. Okay, those are quick little presses. Get it going on the first press, on the first go for the forge weld. We'll do that probably 2 more times, and then we'll start drawing it out, squaring it up, making it into a fully forge weld billet. So, I mean, that's pretty much what we do. Heat it, and repeat it, and keep squeezing it. So, I'm not going to bore you with all that because it's the same process over and over and over again. So we're going to go ahead and stop you guys from here now, and then we'll go to, once we are ready for the next forge weld after she's drawn out and cut up, and then we'll get that process, and then it'll be basically turning it into a blade. So, all right, we'll be back. Okay, so we've got the billet drawn out. This is the first forge weld. It's 22 layers. It's pretty beefy. No cracks, no nothing. Forge welds look absolutely perfect. I don't see anything weird. But I'm contemplating stopping here instead of layering it up. It's 22 layers, and I really think that bold pattern, big lines look amazing on a big blade. And I've got enough steel here that I could probably get, you know, a nice short sword out of it, or, you know, a really nice dagger. You know, if there's enough here, maybe I'll use some of this as the guard and the pommel. So I haven't decided, and if I do, I'll probably do a ladder pattern on this, just to give it a little more character than just random pattern. I crushed in the sides, so all those lines that go up and down the blade are also on what would be the edge of the blade of the steel all the way up. So you'd have these nice dark and high contrast lines on the edge, and then in the middle would be our ladder pattern. So I'm thinking of maybe just doing the ladder pattern in the center, or maybe a raindrop in the center. I haven't decided. It's a piece for a customer, and they don't want to spend a ton of money, but they really want a Damascus piece. So I'm trying to do this as inexpensive as possible for this customer. So yeah, stay tuned. We got some decisions to make on how we want to do this. We're going to end today here. We'll be back with some more once I decide which way I want to go. So there's enough meat here. I mean, we're over a ½ inch thick. Enough meat here to do a nice weapon of some sort. And it's going to be Harry Potter themed. Yeah. I thought those were more wands, not blades. I think there's one sword in the whole movie, the Phoenix sword. But I'm not copying that. This is just going to have Harry Potter themed stuff in it. I've got some, believe it or not, earrings that are Hogwarts, and it's all 4 of the houses that I'd like to inlay, and maybe the pommel on both sides of the pommel. We're not going to go super crazy in the Harry Potter theme. It's just going to have a little touch. It's going to be just noticeable. But yeah, I really think this is where we're going to stop with the layer count. If I wanted to go higher, I'd have to probably put some steel in the middle between the billets. You know, once I cut it up, put some steel in the middle, probably some dark 5100 or something like that, something that would darken right up, and it'd be a big dark spot in the blade, you know, along with the nickel and everything else. But I'm really liking this, so stay tuned. We're going to do more. This piece is going to be completely finished here in the next week or two, and then it'll be ready. We gotta get this into weapon shape. We have to make a guard, we have to make a pommel, we have to do the handle. I haven't decided if I want to do a wire wrapped handle or something like that, or, you know, traditional wood, or maybe even leather wrap the handle. I haven't decided. Like I said, they gave me carte blanche on it, so I can kind of play with what I want, and I'm really contemplating leaving it at 22 layers, nice and bold and thick. So yeah, like, follow, subscribe, and follow along. You know, it's gonna be a fun build. So thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you later. Bye. All right, welcome back, guys. It's day 2. After some thinking on it last night, I decided what I wanted to do is I'm going to do a raindrop pattern, and I've already drilled the holes down into the steel, different size drill bits. I'm going to leave it just the way it is, but I only did the drilling in the center. I want that to be the focal point of the blades down the center. The edges will have the nice crisp lines going down through it. We're going to keep it low layered, so they get a nice decent size, maybe a short sword out of it. And I'll come over to the camera and you can see the drills and down into the steel. And now remember, there's 22 layers here, so as we drill down into the steel, we're going through each one of those layers. And when we forge this down thinner, it pushes all those layers to the surface. And that's how you get your raindrop pattern. So in the middle of the blade is going to be all these little circles of Damascus. So I'll come up close. You guys take a look. We got to get the forge lit up and start forging her down into something even longer. So there you go. You can see the random, just, if you're going to do this at home, just pick a spot in the blade and just kind of work a little bit with the big ones, move them down, different size bits, moving down through. And, we didn't go crazy. We didn't stick a whole bunch on there, but, it's going to look real nice when we're all said and done. So just go ahead and get the forge lit up and start forging this down. Okay, we're ready to start grinding. We'll just turn around and take a look at it. Here we go. Lots of meat to work with. I want it to be able, I will bring her down, but I don't want it to warp in the quench. So yeah, we've got the raindrop in there, and you can see some of the pattern kind of peeking through. And that's going to be on the edge. That's why I decided to do that. So the edge is going to have that straight, big, bold pattern, but in the middle there's going to be raindrop Damascus, and you can almost see some of that raindrop coming through. Like there's one. I did some big ones, some small ones, so it's going to be quite a bit of in your face. So okay, time to start grinding. It's been a day and a half of forging. And people ask, why does Damascus cost so much? This is a low layer one, and if I kept going, I was going to have to forge weld billets again and again and again to get the layer count up. But this is where we're at. Everything's nice and straight. So, okay, now comes the fun part, the grinding. Okay, it's the moment of truth. I got the forge heating up. I've done a rough ground on the blade. Nothing too serious. Just got to get a lot of the mass off before we harden it. I left a lot of meat there to help keep it straight. We got the forge coming up at 10. Blade's been thermal cycled 3 times. Brought it to temp, cooled down, brought it to temp, cooled down. Oil tank is ready. Blocks of wood are ready here. I clamp them in between them to keep the blade from bowing one way or the other while it's cool. I probably won't show the quench. I'll try to move you back a little bit where you can try to see everything, but it's such a quick process and I got to be right on the ball. So, okay. A week's worth of work. See if she holds together and does what we need her to do. Okay, here we go. Okay, we can see the boards, we can see the forge. I like to put the sword in like this, up and down. So that it doesn't try to warp in the forge floor as it's heating up. We get a pair of vice grips. Get them to size. it outside just because, you know, flames, all that stuff. I don't want it in the shop. So if you're doing this at home, you know, be safe. Fire extinguisher ready always. You know, this is hot steel and hot oil. So when you put it in there, that gets hot. So, all right, we'll get her up to temp, and then we'll do the quench. Clamps ready for the board. Want everything ready to go. This is critical. I got 4 clamps go up and down the board. Clamp it in. We'll probably maybe throw it in the vise once it's ready to go. Almost there. Alright. Bit up by the tang and then we're good to go. Ooh, this is the nervous part. Okay. Now we let her cool and see how she comes out. You know, and if there is a little bit of warp or something like that, as long as it ain't too bad, we can get it out in the temper. We're going to be doing that next. I'll probably do that off camera. I mean, I've done so many tempers and everything on knives and stuff. If you guys want to watch, go ahead. Torch temper these big bad boys, you know. Little blue in the middle, straw on the outside. This is Damascus, so you got to harden it to really make that pattern pop. Okay, we'll be back. Okay, we're back with the sword build. I saved you guys the tedious, time-consuming grinding and hand sanding that takes place. The grinding took a day, and now the hand sanding took 16 hours. But we're up to 2,000 grit. Ain't gonna go any higher. So we'll get a look at it, and then we'll get her into the acid. And she looks pretty good. I like. So that's 16 hours of hand sanding. The pattern's showing through. I don't know if y'all can see it or not. But yeah, we'll get her into the acid. We'll do a quick etch, show you guys all that. And then it's, you know, rinse and repeat, take it out, wipe off the oxides, do it again. We'll probably do a few hours. I want this a nice deep etch. So we'll get that underway. And yeah. So we'll get this in the etch. You guys can get a sneak peek of the pattern in it. Like I said, it's just random pattern, but nice, big, bold, and it's going to look great on the sword. So we'll get her in, and then we'll take a peek. Okay, we're back. Okay, it's been about 5-6 minutes in the acid. We'll pull it out. You guys can take a quick look. It's going to go right back in. We still got to make a guard, a pommel, and figure out a handle, what we're going to do for a handle material. I'm thinking maybe just wood on this one. I think a real dark wood would look really pretty on this. You know, maybe some bogwood oak or something like that, but I think a dark, maybe even some zebra wood just to kind of give some contrast. So we'll pull it out, we'll take a look, and then we'll get it right back in, and then we're on to the rest of the build. So here we go. Oh yeah, she's pretty. Now, like I said, it's only been about 5 minutes in the acid. And this is why you hand sand. You still get all that nice high shine on the 15 and 20. You know, we're going to put her back in and let her keep going. Nice big bold pattern. You know, like I said, this is a sword, so I like it nice, big and bold, and looking real good. So we'll get her back in. Just let her do her thing. It's going to take some time in and out to get a deep etch, and then into the coffee. Maybe we might just leave it the way it is. It's pretty dark. It's pretty. So we'll see. Okay. Okay, guys. We'll be back when we start working on the guard. And I actually have, I keep a little punch that's shaped, it's shaped like a pommel, or like the guard, or the handle itself, the tang. So we can punch through that and everything else and make it fairly quick. I got some wrought iron, an old leg vise that doesn't work. It's all screwed up. So I think maybe the wrought iron. So okay, we'll be back when we're on to that. I mean, we're getting real close. All that other stuff doesn't take long. Like I said, this is going to be a Harry Potter themed sword. I'm going to just do the big H and maybe the triangle. Just, you know, we're not going to go crazy. I want very little subtle hints of it. So, okay, we'll be back, guys. Okay, the sword is finally done. I know I didn't film a lot of it, but I had so many other orders in there. I've done like 8 or 9 in the last 2 weeks getting ready for Father's Day. But yeah, she's done. She's beautiful. absolutely stunning. Probably one of my nicest pieces I ever made. We'll get down, take a look. Rocking my senior dad 2024. Congratulations, Gabe. Good luck in the future, and I know you'll do great things. But yeah, we'll go in, we'll take a look, and I hope you guys liked it. Like I said, again, I'm sorry I didn't film everything, but this was like a 4, almost 5 week process of just making this sword along with other pieces. So enjoy it. We'll get some glamour shots, and thanks for watching, guys. Like, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys. There's a small layer of 35 in there, but I like the big bold pattern on a sword. It sticks right out. And there's 600 and some odd layers in the guard handle. And the customer really liked Harry Potter, so they wanted that incorporated into the sword somehow. So there it is, guys. Feels good in the hand. It's good and sharp. I'm not going to do any testing with it just because it is a customer's piece. It's a wall hanger, but fully functional. So thanks again for watching, guys. Bye.